Parkour has been a core element of Assassin's Creed since the very beginning. It has evolved significantly over time. But how important is parkour really in Assassin's Creed? That's what we will discuss in this video. In the beginning, parkour was very simple, but to this day, many players swear that the parkour system in the older games is one of the best. With side and back ejects, you could do some really cool stuff. Ubisoft tried to introduce new features with each installment, and here are a few examples. However, with the hook blade, Ubisoft reached a new level, offering us even more freedom and creativity. So it's safe to say that the first peak of parkour was definitely in Assassin's Creed Revelations, and there's simply nothing I can say against it, because I loved it too. Now let's talk about the Kenway Saga. For the first time we could swing through forests and trees, a feature that would appear in future games too, but not as much as in AC3 or AC Rogue. The parkour system was pretty simple, and the controls were too basic, so it didn't offer much freedom as the older games. Let's look at AC Black Flag, a game many consider the best game in the series. The main focus was on naval battles, but there were still some parkour options in the city. Although they were simple and didn't add anything new. Let's talk about the peak of the series. Many know that I'm not a big fan of Assassin's Creed Unity, but here's the thing. It has the best parkour experience in the franchise. From the animations to the freedom it offers, it's the best we've seen so far. Ironically, 1 year later in AC Syndicate, a game that uses the exact same engine and animations, the parkour experience is much worse. Why? The map just isn't made for it, with streets that are simply too wide. Sure, you can still do some parkour, but it's very inconsistent and not nearly as fun as the previous games. If I am honest with you, this is the only method I used in this game. Unfortunately, we only had 2 Assassin's Creed games with this parkour system. I think Ubisoft originally planned to make another game with this engine, but due to the poor launch of AC Unity, the sales of AC Syndicate were much lower, which led to a 1-year break. Let's move on to the new era of Assassin's Creed that continues to this day, the RPG era. Here we have by far the most beautiful locations and the most beautiful open world experience with massive maps, but the parkour experience clearly suffers because of it. What was already a problem in Assassin's Creed Syndicate becomes an even bigger issue in the RPG games. The bigger the map, the less focus we have in parkour. Sure, you still have some opportunities here and there to do parkour, but not to reach specific locations or escape from enemies like we could in the older games. And that leads to an interesting question. Is it possible that we lose the feeling of Assassin's Creed when there are fewer parkour opportunities? And this brings us directly to my next point, Assassin's Creed Mirage. A game that was supposed to bring back the old feeling of Assassin's Creed, back to the roots. And here I can only agree, this game gave me something I had completely forgotten. In my first playthrough, I spent almost 90% of my time on the rooftops of Baghdad. And I couldn't believe how much fun it was to have so much parkour in the game again. Ubisoft has clearly proven here that the engine of RPG games was never the issue. It's always the map design that's crucial for parkour. Of course, it also helps a lot that the parkour system was optimized in this game. For me, AC Mirage offers the best parkour experience we've had in Assassin's Creed since AC Unity. Now the only question left is, how will parkour be in AC Shadows? What do you think? How important is parkour in Assassin's Creed? Let me know, and thank you for watching.